for your patience and attendance this evening. All right. A couple quick stats. I know everyone has box scored, but we do obviously have our leading scorer from this evening, Riley McKinney. Riley finished with 19 points on 7 of 10 shooting, and then Sada began with 10. So we'll take a quick opening statement from Coach, and then we will open it up to questions from the assembled media. Coach?
Yeah. Clearly we wanted to play an exhibition game for several reasons, and I think that you could see them in the first half as to why. Just rattling, trying to shake off some nerves that some of our new kids had, just getting in the flow of things. We've got a lot of kids playing out of position because of injuries and illnesses, and that's okay. I mean, our girls have to learn how to do that. But I thought that I didn't think that we panicked in the first half. But that we made some really good adjustments in the second half and settled down. And I think that you saw that we have the ability to score it and score it well and defend. And our girls have to just continue to buy into to defense and playing together on offense. We are going to be a team that has to execute together. And so our assists have to go way up and our turnovers have to go way down. We can't have that many turnovers, period, ever against anybody. And so we've got to certainly value the basketball better. But I think some of that was attributed to nerves as well. And we had some pretty young kids on the floor at some times. But I did think that our returners played well late in the second half and kind of got us going offensively. So I think that helped a lot.
If y'all can ask questions for our two student athletes so we can get them out of here first, we'll do that. Who wants to start us off with questions for Sada and Riley? We'll go to Mason in the back.
For both of you guys, Coach mentioned obviously the adjustments that you made at halftime. Was part of that just to let it fly because you guys obviously were taking a lot more three-pointers in that second half?
Riley, we'll start with you.
Honestly, Coach gives a lot of confidence in everybody on the floor. We have a lot of new kids coming out, and so I think she just wanted everybody to be comfortable. And obviously, we weren't executing like we should have been. And a lot of offenses she has for us, it's open threes all the time. And so we just have to work together, get those shots. And we started doing that together, and that's how we got those open threes.
Yes, so one thing we talked about during the halftime was starting to execute our offense. And like Riley said, our offenses include a lot of open threes. So we just started playing together, running our offenses right, and that's how we got them threes.
In exhibitions like this, obviously you can expect to make mistakes. What do you specifically maybe want to work on going into that first game now that you know and have that kind of under your belt?
I would definitely say I feel like I need to be a bigger leader for a lot of the new kids. Playing your first game, you have a lot of nerves. I've been in that position. And that just causes, we had a lot of turnovers. I had one myself, and that's very frustrating. And so I just need to help out my teammates and just let everybody feel comfortable and know that we can work together, and it's going to be okay no matter what.
I hope to bring calmness on the court. So I'm a returner. I've played for Coach for 1 year. I'm familiar with the stuff that we need to do, and I know what she wants from us. So I hope that I can bring that confidence in our offense and then, of course, take care of the ball. I don't want to turn it over. Like Coach said, we need to get our turnovers lower.
Do you have anything else for Riley and Sada? Carlos?
Riley, when did you feel like you kind of felt a good flow on the offense? Because I know obviously early on you had 11 points that first half, so clearly you were feeling something. When did you kind of feel the offense was kind of working for you all?
I feel always that our offense is working. I know sometimes we don't execute it, but I just feel super comfortable with my teammates. And so anytime I get the ball, I'm always looking to score or looking to get an assist. And so from the get-go, I was super confident with us, and I just felt like that's just something I have to do, and Coach gets on to me all the time if I'm not looking for my shot because I'm a pretty confident shooter, and so I got to be looking for that. And if not, somebody else is going to be open for the extra pass.
That's what I was going to ask you. Did you feel like you were a little bit aggressive in that first half and you were able to find your shot and that kind of build your confidence?
Yes, I felt like tonight I had to be super aggressive and get to the free throw line because that sometimes settles me in a game, and that's something I learned from last year. I wanted to be in more of attack mode this year, and that's just something I think I can help out with my team.
Did you feel the same way that you were a little bit more aggressive in that third quarter? You had back-to-back threes, and that kind of really sparked you all there.
I don't think I got one shot off in the first half. I also fouled twice, so I did not play a lot. And going into that third quarter, I know my team trusts in me, and I know my coach trusts in me. So every time I got the chance, I would just let it fly.
Good, Chris.
For both of you guys, what do you think of Bailey mopping today in her first collegiate contest, really?
We'll start with you.
I'm super proud of Bailey. I know she was very excited. I even asked her before the game, how does it feel now that you get to play your first game at Tech? She was very excited. I'm super proud of her. She's a really good player. She's very aggressive, and she's a great shooter. She can get to the rim. I'm super proud of her for doing whatever she does in practice every day.
I expect nothing less from Bailey. She's a really great player and a great teammate. Anytime I'm on the floor with her, I feel so comfortable, and she's somebody that I'm confident that she could get the buckets if we need them. And so what she did tonight was awesome, but, I mean, she's going to do a lot better.
And kind of on that note, as you guys are the two returners, how have you seen kind of the new players kind of mix together with you guys and the other returners?
It's been great, honestly. Obviously, it's going to be hard at the beginning. It's first game. Everybody's got to be comfortable. But coaches made everybody almost find their position, find their roles, and everybody's gluing together, and I think it's going to work out as we keep playing together. So having an exhibition game before our first game is really helpful for those newbies.
Anything else for Saga and Riley before we let them go? Ladies, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
All right. Now we'll open it up to questions for Coach Grillick. Who wants to start us off? Andrew will come up front, and then we'll go to Mason in the back.
So, like the beginning of the game was a lot closer than the finished game. So, what adjustments did you make at the kind of that midway point in the second quarter when you guys started to pull away?
Yeah, we just talked about executing our offense and running it more. I thought we were taking some early shots in the first half and really weren't even getting any reversals or any paint touches. It certainly helps when Ella was on the floor because we had a true post player, and so we could get some inside touches. And I think that helped us when we started the second half. But really, it's just them settling down and and looking for good shots instead of the first available shot. I think really was the key on our offensive end.
So, kind of going off of that with the ramped up offense, is that something you guys look to look for in the next game?
Yeah, we definitely want to be able to score it. We do want to play a little bit faster paced. I liked our pace tonight. I thought that we tried to push the ball up the floor early and look for some early fast break opportunities. I just thought that we tried to force some shots early instead of really working the offense and getting the first good shot. So, yeah, if we can, we've got a lot of kids that can score it. And I think when our kids really get in the flow of things and can play more natural positions, I think that's certainly going to help. And if we can get some of our post kids back and in the lineup, that's going to help as well.
And I know we asked Saga and Riley this, but how did you feel about Bailey? Because she came off the bench, scored 17 points, the second leading scorer of the game. So, how do you feel?
Yeah, well, I was really I'm excited for Bailey. She didn't get to play in our scrimmage that we had last week because she was still coming off an injury. But so I knew she would be pretty nervous. I thought that, she was just kind of rushing her shots when she first stepped on the floor. She was just excited about getting to see it go down. So that's a typical freshman on her first game, which is why you play the exhibition game. But I think you got some glimpses of how good of a player she is. She's a very offensive-minded player, but she's going to be just as good a defensive player. So it was fun to see her settle down and start knocking down some shots. But she is certainly confident. I think she has a chance to be really special.
Kind of going back to what you said about finding those better shots in the second half like you guys did. You guys almost put up the same amount of shots as you did in the second half, just obviously a lot more higher field goal percentage on those shots. Is that just finding a better spot on the floor? Is it maybe taking a few more high volume shots? What does that kind of boil down to?
Yeah, no, I definitely think that it was just we settled down and moved the basketball better. I thought we got some inside touches early in the second half, and even in transition, I thought we got some steals or got some good defensive rebounds and outletted and ran the floor. And when we run the floor and can kick it ahead, we've got some shooters that can space the floor out. So I think we just settled down and knocked down some shots once we got those open looks.
Four of your players ended up with 10-plus points in that game. Again, does that just boil down to sharing the love and finding those open shots for everybody?
No doubt, yeah, and it's going to have to. I mean, we're gonna have to be a team that has multiple kids in double figures for us to be successful. I don't think we'll have anybody that's going to be like a high volume scorer like Vivian was for us last year. I think we definitely will have to, share the basketball, and I think we'll be a lot harder to defend when that happens.
You mentioned yesterday that this was going to be one of our first looks at Ella in an exhibition game, 11 boards for her. Is that what you've been seeing this whole offseason with her, and knowing that she was going to be able to come back and be the same player that she was before?
Definitely, yeah. She definitely is an inside presence for us. We needed a rebound. You could tell when we got in a little bit of foul trouble and we had to go really, really small that we could not rebound the basketball, and I think that was part of our problem with not being able to run the break, was because we couldn't get a board to do that. So I think she certainly makes a difference when she's in there to rebound it. I thought Jasmine Lewis also ended up getting some defensive rebounds for us as well. So rebounding is always going to be key. We're going to have to get a lot better at it, and we're going to have some guards help us do that too.
And one more note on Bailey. What does it say to you to see two of your returners right there speak so highly of her, and just their confidence that they have in a player like that that's just a freshman?
Well, I think that our team chemistry is really good, and I think we've done a great job of recruiting really high character kids, and so they really love Bailey, and Bailey's a great teammate and loves them back, and so I know they're excited about her play, and they understand that we are going to continue to add really high level players, and they're excited to play with players of her caliber.
Coach, you had a 15-0 run, I think, to open up the third quarter. A couple of threes kind of sparked that. How important was that run to kind of get momentum back on your side and push the margin up over double digits for the first time?
Yeah, we talked to them at halftime about the first 3 minutes were going to be really crucial. Just kind of like the first 3 minutes of the game, which I liked the way we started the game. We just didn't have a lot of firepower there to maintain it. And then, like I said, in the second half, the first 3 minutes are really, really important for us to be successful. And I thought that our kids did a great job of coming out and kind of lengthening that lead for us and giving us a little bit of breathing room.
Coach, you alluded to it already, but just how much of a balance was it for you to kind of either calm them down or tell them to stay aggressive? Because I know obviously seeing the turnovers go up have to, make you, like you said, you don't want to do that, but you certainly want them to kind of build some confidence for today.
For sure, yeah. I think that we had to be aggressive, and we did talk to him about that too. And in the third quarter, we got to the foul line and got into bonus much earlier. I mean, I think we were in bonus with at least 5 or 6 minutes to go. And so we told them that, like, continue to attack the basketball. Or to attack the rim. So that's really important for us to get to the free throw line and knock down some shots as well. But, we're going to continue to be aggressive, and we've just got to learn how to play through that and through some contact and not let that contact cause us to make some turnovers.
With the score being so close early, I guess, how did you kind of see the girls react? Just either the freshmen or just some of the leaders, if you will, of that team? And I guess what did you kind of see and sense from that in terms of them being able to get through adversity?
Yeah, well, I felt like I set them up a little bit for failure, and I didn't really mean to. I thought that they would kind of respond a little bit better, but I forgot, first of all, that this is their first game, really, and then also that we have so many young kids. So, when I platoon subbed in that first quarter, I think we were up 8-0, and that group that came in that was all their first game with a Lady Raider uniform on, and so they were pretty starstruck a little bit and just tried to rush it, and they wanted to be successful, and I shouldn't have done that. I should have spot subbed them just to keep a return on the floor with them, to keep them calm. But I did think that our returners came back in and settled down. And, we went kind of bucket to bucket with them for a little bit. But then we got in a little bit of foul trouble. So I didn't think we panicked by any means. And I didn't think that we got frustrated or any of those things. So I really liked our demeanor. And I thought that at halftime they handled those adjustments well. And in the third quarter came out and played the way we hope to continue to play.
See some players today. There were 4 out. I guess, do you have a status report on Briamber and I guess some of the others that may
for sure
going into that first game?
Yeah, so Lana is coming back from an illness. So she actually went through shoot around with us. So hopefully she'll be back very soon. We're hopeful that Kat will be able to play on Monday. She continues to get stronger. JoJo is going to be out for a while. She's come across some medical issues that we're really unfortunate for her. So it's going to be a little while before we see her again, but we're really making sure that she's okay. And then Briamber's just, she'll be back. She's just taken a personal pause that we need her to take, so that she feels really good about everything that's happening in her world, and that she's ready to join us back. So she was here tonight, and everything's fine, and it's just one of those things where we've just got to work to get them all back together. And imagine when we do, right? I mean, it's going to be some good stuff when we have those. It just so happens, those kids that are out, 2 of them are seniors, so that's some experience for us, and 2 of them are post kids, and that's some depth for us. So it's just unfortunate for our first exhibition game for it to be that way.
Coach, how about, Jazz Schaefer's coming off the bench and giving you 13 points? How important is that bench scoring?
Yeah, Jasmine's a scorer. She is definitely a scorer, and she's going to score at a high rate for us. She's just got to trust the offense more, and let the offense kind of work for her to create shots, instead of her thinking that she has to do it with the ball in her hands. And then defensively, she can be a really special defensive player too, and I want her to realize that and really have the same intensity on defense as she does on offense. But she can really score it, and she's going to do some special things for us. And if you think about it, that's really her first game, and maybe not in college, but pretty close. I mean, she didn't play many at Mississippi State, so she's been out for a while.
And then lastly, all 5 of your starters at least plus 27 in the plus minus. How about those 5 and the ability, as you mentioned, to kind of stabilize things and continue to increase the lead every time they're on the floor?
Yeah, I mean, I think that obviously our returners are going to be huge for us. I mean, our seniors are going to provide us that experience and that just that poise that we're going to need. Bless Bryn's heart. We're playing her. We played her at the 4 today. She's played at the 1. She's played at the 4, the 3. You name it. But I will say that I think that with her leadership on the floor is when we settle down the most, because she can direct some traffic. So that helped us a little bit, especially in the third quarter. I thought she really controlled just our intensity level on the offensive end and settled us down and executed. And it just helps. Those kids that have been in our program before, they understand what we're trying to do and how we're trying to do it, and they'll stick together, and they can really execute in the half court, and I'm excited for you guys to continue to see them do that.
Thank you very much.
All right.